Hello, everyone. We are live at 5:30, live at 5:30, live at 5:30. Hi, we are so happy that you are here. Well, we are Pollyann Castle Baird. You're the star.
The mother.
You're the mother, the star mother. I'm Lynn Kitchen, her daughter, and I am so pleased. We are so pleased to be with you today,
Yeah.
to welcome you to Club 90Os. Club 90Os. Let's put the Club 90Os brand up there. And before we do anything else, let's toast to an amazing life. An amazing life. We're toasting to life because, hey, we're still alive.
Yes.
So join us on a celebration of life today where we are talking about what it takes to age with grace. And my mother is nearly 99, right?
Yes. I call it 99 for sure.
Close.
2 months.
2 months. She's counting down. And so every Sunday we're here with you to talk about a new perspective of what it's like to be 90. And it's for people who are already 90 or who have the vision of living long enough to become 90. And maybe you're curious to know what you need to be thinking in order to have age gracefully,
Or if you're caring for someone who's in their 90s, you should have a different perspective. A bit, because life turns a page when you reach 90.
Turns a page. So here we are, and we are so happy to welcome everybody who's here. I am delighted to say, oh my gosh, Shauna is the first one in the house.
Really?
We're going to toast to Shauna. Hey, Shauna, this is just for you because you are amazing.
I know. Think about you so much.
You're amazing. So the topic today, well, no, we got to wait. Before we do the topic today, we have Susan Erickson and Ellen. We're together.
Oh, Susan, again.
We are the Four Musketeers together again. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here early. You girls are early. So we are live at 5:30 Eastern Time, and we so welcome you. We have an amazing topic tonight that might be a little controversial, maybe not, but it is called making enemies into friends before I go. Now, this was a topic that Mother came up with this week as we were driving home from her hairdresser downtown in Sarasota, Florida. We often get into these amazing philosophical conversations. And I was so moved when Mother said, you know, I'd like to talk about how you can turn enemies into friends and what that means to me. And I said, Mom, let's drop every other topic that we had prepared to talk about, and let's go with that one today. So that's where we are today. And Mom's got a couple of stories for you. First, I want to acknowledge the fact that you're willing to speak about this, Mom. And what I want to emphasize are the last 3 words, before I go.
Mm-hmm.
And why that is so impactful and important is that we know, and you know because you've been here, that Mother is preparing herself to move to her next dimension in life, or maybe in the other world, or which is, we don't know if that's non-life. We don't know if it's an other life. We don't know if it's an infinite life because we just don't know.
No, even my minister doesn't know.
But we're preparing so that right before she gets on the bus or the bullet train, she's still got some time left here on this side of the veil to talk to us, to teach to us, to tell us what's the most important right now, what matters the most before she gets on the bus.
Yes.
You want to talk about what the importance is before you get on the bus. I love those 3 words, before I go.
Oh gosh. The making friends of enemies, get busy and do it right now, let me tell you. Because there are such rewards. It releases uh, unhappiness. It releases um, a friendship that you never knew you had. That's what happened to me. And anyway, so
Why is it important before you go?
Because you can enjoy the results.
All right. Enjoy the results is what we're all about. Thank you so much.
That was hard getting there, but I did.
Yeah, you did. And okay, so we have a few more people joining us. Thank you so much, Denise Griffiths. A special shout out to you and Shauna and Susan Erickson and Ellen Dacon. And we are delighted because this is an important topic. It's called turning enemies into friends. Now, we got a little pushback already, Mom, on the word enemies. They thought that was, or at least we had a little bit of a pushback from people who said that's kind of a strong word. Do you girls really have enemies? Well, Mom went to the thesaurus and she said, well, okay, there are other words we could have used, foe or opponent, as in a sports arena or political arena, like you just said, or it could be the opposition, or it could be the other side, or anybody who thinks differently than you, and how you can turn that position into a positive, into a friend, into an ally, into one of us, one of you, and for the purpose of what? For the sake of what? Really for the sake of a higher awareness and a beautiful life. And bringing grace to life is what the series is all about, bringing grace to aging. I'd like to ask Mother for what was it that she did? I mean, she's got 2 stories to share with us, impactful stories. She actually made a decision. I'd like you to talk about the decision you made to turn her enemies into friends. Mom.
Okay. The first experience really was quick and it worked. I had thought about this subject and I decided that I would practice that. Well, the opportunity came sooner than I expected. I went in to have a complete knee replacement. And the first day after the surgery, here came Nurse Hatchet.
Cratchit. No, you were right.
Cratchit. And she jerked me out of bed and put me on my feet. You know how you are not ready to walk on a brand new knee. And so we started out and she was so rough. And then she decided I'd climb stairs and pushed me up the stairs and grub. And so I kept complimenting her and I keep thinking back, what did I do to make her soften? But apparently whatever I did worked because compliments help, appreciation helps, and those various things. And so I was there for 3 days. And with each day, she got warmer and more fuzzy and concerned for me. And you know that when I left the hospital, she came up and wanted to give me a big hug and tell me personally goodbye. So it works. It works.
And what did that mean to you at the time? How did that make you feel?
Well, maybe it helped me get well, but I felt like I had a formula that works.
Okay.
Yes. And so then there are people that I had, in your club work, in your office work, in your home or wherever you are, there always, maybe there's a somebody in the store that you don't get along with. Try that. Just a little compliment, a little extra. Oh, you're fine. We get along. I like you. So
yeah. I think that is powerful. And then there was a time in your life as you went into your 80s that there was I wouldn't say a total enemy, but there was a real foe in your life. And you made a major decision to turn that around. And I just, I want to say this doesn't happen very with just an unconscious, oh, by the way, this happened by your absolute conscious decision that you were going to turn around this relationship. And it had to do with an organization. Could you talk about, you want to set it up first?
Oh, well,
it's a story about, Mother's a leader. First of all, Mother is a leader, and everywhere she goes, she is like rises to being vice president and president of any organization that she's in charge of.
I run it.
So this story happened about maybe 10 years ago, when she was in charge of an organization, president of the organization, and her vice president was somebody who had opposing agendas, opposing issues, a lot of electric bantering back and forth and battering language. And you made a major decision to change that. Now, I remembered hearing on the phone, you would call me and complain about this lady and complain about this lady, but you made a decision to do something about it. I don't know what made you make that decision, and we'll get into that in later, but you made a decision. And so how did you turn that around? You want to tell the story?
Well, that's a good question.
She was your vice president.
Well, first of all, she was president and I was her vice president.
I had it backwards.
Yeah. And I had to do the programming, and she kept ordering me to do this and do that. And I want it this way and that way. And I did her bidding, but it was difficult. Then I became president, and she was in charge of our show, which was a big yearly affair. And so we had to work closely together. And it was, again, we just didn't understand each other. Our language didn't fit. So finally, she thought that her work was the best there was. And for some reason, I joined her in her efforts, and she appreciated my efforts. I don't know what the turn came, I think, from her. And in my attention to her efforts, praising and appreciation of her efforts. And suddenly we had to go someplace together, and it just switched. If you present warmth and understanding and listening and questioning, getting to know them, for some reason, it really helps to become acquainted. Anyway, we turned out that we both had the same purpose, but we must have had a different language. And when we discovered that we both thought the same thing, it was like we hugged each other. And for 2 years, we were the best of friends, and we were close together. And when I came to Florida, she said, I wish we'd found each other long ago. We missed out on such a nice friendship. And that was just because you don't stop to find out why you, let's say, have an enemy when it should be a friend.
Well, making a conscious effort to turn your foes, your enemies, those people who are, have a difficult personality or something that you're trying to overcome, to make every effort to turn that into a friend before you leave your life, before you move into your next birthday, before you get too bitter to change it, before the escalation is too late. What I loved about this story is that Mother said, in the end, they both had a conversation after 4 years of being adversaries, foes, even enemies. After 4 years of that, they looked at each other and said, we could have had those 4 years of friendship, because it felt so good to have the friendship in the end, to turn it around and realize that in the end, they both had the same why. They both had the same purpose. And it's, why is this important, Mom, for people who are wanting to become 90-year-olds and are wanting to have more grace in their life as they age? Why is it important to clean up your side of the street?
Don't carry heavy baggage around. This is such a relief. And I look back and I think, isn't it nice? I'm free. I don't have to worry about that person. I don't have to feel guilty. I don't hear from her anymore. She has, we're in different states and we don't keep up, but we had a wonderful closure, and we're satisfied with our experience in life.
Exactly right. So what that means to me is that we have some work to do, everyone. We have work to do in ourselves. My mother at the age of 99 does share with me that she looks back on her life quite a bit.
Yes.
She looks back in the rearview mirror quite a bit. She looks back to what her life was quite a bit. And obviously, when we do that, we're looking at those places in our lives that can be made better. We're looking at those enemies in our lives that, had we done something early enough to make them friends, we could have had those 4 years extra of friendship. We could have had the resolution of time. We could have had the peacemaking capability. So it's kind of like, it's all up to us individually to make peace, to create goodwill, to create that place within us that we've cleaned our side of the street, and that we can have a more enjoyable life going forward, and prepare ourselves for the bus to leave to the next dimension. You're going to be free to go, right?
Yes. And oh my, you just brought a whole new thought to me. I'm so excited to say, because I practiced what you say, and I either have left friends or I don't think about them, but there's a grace there in relationship. I feel relaxed. And let me say, by the time you get really old and have to think back, then it's left you with nothing but sweet memories. And I keep telling people, don't look for the don't look for the bad. Don't harp on who did this to me and why am I here and this isn't right. Look on the good of what made you happy, what you did to bring joy to somebody. And maybe you have some more examples.
Well, I do. One of the things I realized this morning is that we're living in a rather complex society, even escalating right now, perhaps into conflict and war. On a world level, we can kind of look out and say there are quite a few enemies who feel as if they have the right to stay enemies. Well, what if peace itself actually begins at home in our own world? What if peace itself begins with a practice, a personal practice of doing exactly what my mother is talking about, which is take a look in your own life, like a radar of all of your relationships that have some tension. Maybe they haven't escalated to the level of enemy yet, but maybe there's some conflict there that can be resolved. And I definitely feel that world peace can only come about when each one of us collectively have mastered and practiced self-peace. Self-peace. Yeah. And when I spoke to Mother this morning, when we were watching the Sunday morning news and we were listening to the Russian escalation going on, and I asked Mother, you lived through World War II, in which Russia was our ally, was not our enemy. Russia was our ally. And then there was the news that this morning that actually Germany came through to become on the side of the United States, and the escalation of tensions thereof. And I turned to Mother and I said, how does that make you feel as a World War II, not survivor, but you thrived through it, but you lived through it. Then do you have any thoughts on that, Mom?
Oh, you're going to ask me.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts?
I can't come up with, you know, throughout history, countries change sides all the time. And first, and actually, I thought about it, and I thought, oh, England and Spain. I mean, Elizabeth I's time, they had they're fighting. Then they're allies, and in Europe, it comes and goes. It's an ebb and flow of what political practices they believe in. So don't expect anything to last forever.
Accept your own integrity, and being able to build peace in your own world makes that is where we are living, which is in our own world. Right. And so that's where we're speaking from the place of experience.
I'll come back to friends and enemies. And the most one thinking about this program, and I think about this friend and I, and we had such joy and in finding that we thought the same thing, and we expressed it in different language. It was like we were speaking two languages with the same word, the same purpose.
Yeah.
And we were shocked. So open your hearts and open your mind just a little bit to listen and think, now, what's this person really saying? I can't tell you how wonderful the freedom that it gives to embrace a person that you have been in contention with.
It does give freedom. And so in the interest of freedom, for the sake of living a more grace-filled life, we just want to shout out to all of you who are here live, and those of you who are watching on the replay. Put a little R and give Mother some love. Maybe put some hearts in there in your chat for Mother. You know, she's really so inspirational to me anyway. You're one of my mentors and one of my favorite people who have some great ideas here that we're sharing. And if there's anybody that you think that this program can help others, please share it with us, share it with them, and invite them to go to NinetyOs.com for an opportunity to get onto our newsletter so that we can invite them to more of our Sundays live at 5. So we'll go back to our normal time next week. But before we do, let me just shout out to all these people who have just joined us more and more and more. Pamela Aubrey. Thank you so much, Pamela, for being here. Zubi is here. Zubi from Pakistan.
Whoa,
Zubi, you are absolutely amazing. This must be 4 a.m. for you. And thank you so much for your dedication, your love. Gloria Capola, thank you, my friend Gloria, right here in Florida. Denise Griffiths, as I said before. Susan, you're here. And Susan Erickson. Shauna Calliston, our favorite. And Ellen Dacon, our absolute beautiful, my sister Ellen. Now, here's our secret. Ellen is going to be coming next week, and we're going to be live at 5. I don't know, maybe we'll go 5:30 because she comes here on the airplane at 4. So we might go to 5:30 next week. But I'll let you guys know. Anyway, Ellen Dacon, my sister, will be live with us next week, and we're going to have a great time. So hugs to you all. Thank you for being here. We hope that you enjoyed this topic. If you did, let us know.
Yeah, I was scattered.
No, not at all. It was awesome. What do you think? It wasn't scattered, right? It was awesome. It was awesome.
We jumped from here to there.
Put some hearts in there for Mom. So thank you, everybody, for being here. We certainly enjoy.
Oh, I love it. Somebody's listening to me. I love to talk.
Thank you so much. Bye for now. Spread the good news and stay in peace.
Bye-bye.